Okay, so the first thing I'm going to change is this title here, the title of the model. So I'm going to say register at yum search. Okay, good. And now we can actually go ahead and implement the form here. So this form will basically hold 3 different inputs: a input for the name of the user, another for the email, and another for the password of the user. Okay, so let's go ahead and type out the form tag, and we need to give it a class of form horizontal. Okay, now why form horizontal? Well, let's go back to Bootstrap, and here we have the section of forms. If we go inside the CSS tab and we go to forms, we can see the different examples of forms. Now the form horizontal, just going to search for it, is one where we have the labels at the left and the inputs at the right of the label. So this is a label, right? And whenever we click on the label, we even get the focus inside of the actual input. So this is some nice functionality we have, and we can see we declare the form with a class of form horizontal, and then for each input we need to define a div of class form group, and inside of the div we need to create a label, which is this thing here, and then a div of class, in this case 10 columns wide, and our input, so input type email in this case. So let's go ahead and implement this. So we already have our form. So the next thing we need to do, just create more space and say div class form group. Okay, and now we need our label. So this will be label class, and I'm going to say call LG, so for the large screen, and 4 columns, so 4 columns wide. And the label always has a class of control label. Okay, and we can say for. Okay, so this is going to be for the input of ID user email, and we'll give the ID once we create the input. And inside this input we can say email, because it's going to be the email field. And next we can say div class call LG6, so we want it to be 6 columns wide, our input, and now we put our input inside of this div of class call LG6. So input, and it's going to be of type email. The class is going to be form control, and the ID is going to be user email, because that's what we typed in the for field, and the name is also going to be user underscore email, and we can add a placeholder saying email. Okay, so this looks more or less right. So let's go ahead and check in our application if this is working. So refresh the application, register, and we see we have our email. If we click here, we get the focus here. Also, if you click inside, obviously we get the focus. Okay, great.